Okay, gentlemen, welcome to our studio. We're going to talk about slam dunk politics, but I wanted to pick it up from the sort of the global aspect of democracy, and then to say that democracy returned to Africa in the early 1990s. Economic growth is averaged about a 5% mark over this last few years. Question is, the improvement that we see in the overall economy in Africa, is that a result of democracy? Or what is it a result of?
I think that it's not a single factor that is responsible for the improvement we have seen. Many of the improvements in terms of the economic growth rate comes from mineral resources. They come from oil, diamonds, and other mineral resources. But we also know
that we had minerals
that,
all this time.
Yeah, that's the point I'm coming to. We also know that democracy creates a better enabling environment for economic activities to blossom. Okay. So to some extent, you can say the growth rate we have experienced could be partly attributed to democracy. Because if you look through the continent, you will notice that, because when you talk about democracy, it goes beyond elections. Substantive democracy has to look at procedures, values, and institutions. And even when you look at elections, you cannot say democracy has stabilized, even only on the measure of elections, until you see transition of power from one regime to another, from one ruling party to an alternative ruling party. And we see from our experience in Africa that from about 30 years, from 1960s, 70s, and 80s, there was no single transfer of power apart from Mauritius.
Yes.
This transfer of power started in 1991. And since then, over 10 ruling parties have lost power, either in Zambia, or in Ghana, or in Somaliland, or in Sierra Leone. So, to that extent, in my view, democracy has been a positive thing for Africa.
I think, sorry to interject there.
Yeah,
I think to a certain extent, it has not brought as much progress as should be expected. Yes, the figures are quoting growth figures, but in reality, how does it affect the average Nigerian in the street? Yeah. In fact, I think they'll feel their lives have not really improved.
But there's an improvement from the 70s and 80s.
I think the statistics...
So when we got democracy, things got better. So is that not...
No.
Is that not an improvement?
I mean, in relation to statistics, for example,
yeah.
If you look in terms of, for example, how many more Nigerians are unemployed, the housing factors. Yes, we're doing more export, but the lives of the average Nigerian, so if you think about 80% of the 160 million, their life has not improved at all. So we're looking at a very small minority who have progressed across Africa.
I think it's a global problem. In the last 50 years, global wealth has increased 7 times, and income has increased 5 times. But the number of poor people have continued to increase. If you come to Africa, by the end of 2013, about 350 million Africans are already in the middle class, earning between $2 and $20 per day. But the challenge is that as the economic growth is taking place, the number of poor people is increasing because the growth is not inclusive.
Well, because the population, the size of the population is getting bigger.
It's not just the size of the population.
I mean, that's why the numbers will be larger.
No, it's not just the size.
Is the percentage rising?
Yes. In Nigeria, for instance, in the 80s,
yes,
the percentage of people living below the poverty line was around 20%,
That's right.
which increased to
I should know.
around 7 years. Yeah, economic advisor, you should know. Which increased to, according to official statistics, 54.4% in 2004.
That's correct.
And between 2004 and 2010,
Yeah.
the economic growth rate was over 6% in Nigeria. Yet, the percentage of poverty increased to 69% by 2010. So, you see that.
We have to do a show on that because
Right.
I have a lot to say about that.
Okay,
Go
no
ahead
problem.
anyway.
Yeah.
Yes. We have to do a different show on that one.
But what is, yeah, we can do a different show,
Yes.
but what the statistics, official statistics is showing is that even though economic growth rate is improving, the percentage of those living below poverty line is increasing.
So relatively.
And so the absolute number is jumping.
Well, in that case, that must be a special problem for Africa because it is the United Nations has said, and some other analysts have said, that the one goal that we're going to make or meet of the Millennium Development Goals is the poverty reduction goal.
Yes, but
Because across the world, and especially because of the nearly 700 million Chinese
That are
were
removed.
taken out of poverty, since the early 1980s till now, that because of that number, we've been able to reduce the global poverty rate to somewhere in the 20-something% range, from
Okay.
40-something% range.
But if
In
you-
Africa, it's still around 50% range.
fine.
But is it because of statistical measures or
no,
what's
no,
the
no. If
problem?
you look at that report,
yeah.
the MDG report, it also tells you that the greatest challenge with the achievement of the MDGs is that the poorest and the most vulnerable are left behind.
Yes.
You know, that is the challenge. And for Africa, that is a huge challenge. For Nigeria, it's a huge challenge. For Nigeria to achieve the MDGs, when the MDGs was formulated,
Yes.
the percentage poverty rate in Nigeria officially was about 42%.
That is correct.
And
About-
so-
about 92
Yeah,
or
yeah,
so, but although
yeah.
this was 90, but the 92 number for Nigeria
Yeah.
was about that.
42%.
mark. Yes.
You know, and for Nigeria to achieve the MDG, the poverty rate should be reduced to 21% by 2015. But that's not going to happen.
Yeah. Okay. Now, so that means that something is wrong with the politics and the democracy, and that's why I started with democracy as a central
Can I just-
platform to use.
Fine.
But so I want to lay on top of that now politics, okay, which is a driving element of democracy. So that our politics have not taken into cognizance measures to be sure that we can have inclusive growth, that we can drive down the poverty rate. Nick, you want to say something
Right.
to that?
I think we need to really define democracy
Okay.
as far as the African point of view. In a global perspective, democracy is really for the people, by the people, I would assume. In the African context, it's not like that. It's really for my friends and myself, by my friends
Where is
and
that?
myself.
Where is that written?
That's just a general consensus, general feel. Because the reason why
That's how you feel, or
that's how I
that's
see
how
it.
people
That's,
feel.
no, that's how I see it.
Okay.
Because the reason being, a lot of statistics are more or less calculated based on a small minority. The masses, the people, are not really reflective in terms of the benefits of growth or the impact of democracy as a whole. They're literally left behind. And that's the reason why I think it's broadly summarized by my friends, for my friends. At
So
least.
that's what I call slam dunk politics.
Yes.
You know, in basketball, that we used to see Michael Jordan jump up in the air, take the basketball, perhaps with both hands, and slam
Fine.
downwards into the basket, uncontested. And the fans, even the defenders, are left in bewilderment.
Yes.
They can't defend it. In African politics, there appears to be something like that. The guy comes and he wins convincingly
Yes.
by whatever means. Now, to me, it's supposed to be that you're supposed to come up with ideas and convince the people, vote for me on the basis of these ideas. But I don't see a whole lot of that happening across the board. Somehow, whoever wins, whether it was Mobutu Sese Seko, it was whoever it was that stayed in power for years and years and years and years, they win 99% of the votes all the time.
Yeah, I agree
Is
with
that
you.
the reason why we didn't have the sort of benefits from democracy as we could have had? Because of the style of this, because of this so-called slam dunk politics?
No, first, there are several reasons. The politics is one of them. The nature and character of the economy is one of them. The
But the
political
economy is driven by the, by the politics.
political economy is one of them.
Yes.
The fact that there are lack of institutions are part of it.
Yes.
However, I think that the slum dunk politics that you talked about, in terms of the fact that the outcome is obvious, in comparison with basketball, when the player jumps and pulls the back and is undisputable.
Yes.
That was happening in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. But along the
But that was
African
when we
landscape,
had military rule.
yes,
though.
yes.
Okay.
No, even when we have the one-party system,
Early on, yes.
you know.
Authoritarian democracy.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the point we must note is that changes are taking place not only across Africa but across the world.
Yes.
In the last 10 years, because of what I mentioned earlier, the fact that global wealth is increasing
Yes.
and poverty is increasing at the same time, coupled with a lot of information that has become available to people now. So poor citizens, there's a lot of discontent and they are voting out governments.